Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Tech Tank Trance channel where we're going to tinker and learn. Today, we are going to learn how to migrate a WordPress site. We're going to move a WordPress site from host to host. It's pretty simple stuff, once you got your ducks in a row and everything like that. Be sure to like the video on the way in. Be sure to share this video with a friend. Be sure to comment below if you have anything to say about this. Without further ado, let's get this started. So basically, we're going to transfer a WordPress site to a new host. This is like a really fun project to do, but you got to really be up on it. There's a few things that we got to keep in mind that I want to note. We're going to learn how to move a WordPress site from one hosting provider to another. Moving a WordPress site may seem daunting, but it can be done easily with a few simple steps. Firstly, you need to choose a new hosting provider and sign up for their services. Once you have your new hosting account set up, the next thing you want to do is create a backup of your WordPress site. And this is also essential because it's a precautionary measure in case anything goes wrong. Also, you're going to need the files to move them to the new site. Next, you're going to need to migrate the files to the database and all that to the new hosting account. You could do this using the FTP client and upload all your website files to a new hosting server. This is one way of doing it, and then exporting your WordPress database from the old host and importing it into the new one using PHP or a similar tool provided by your hosting provider. Once the files and database are successfully transferred, you will need to update your domain's DNS settings and point it towards your new hosting provider. So that's kind of what we're going to do. I got some slides and screenshots to go. I have kind of my own way of doing it because there's the way they said to do it, then there's the way I do it. And this is exactly what I did. First things first, you want to check the PHP version as they must match on the old and new hosts. Okay. So then number two, we will be running a backup in WordPress using this Updraft Backup Restore Plus to download the backup. Also, I wasn't ready for that. We're going to need to download the emails into a folder, and then we're going to need to transfer the name servers and register to a new host in the name servers. And then we'll complete the process for which we do the new site. So we'll get started. I'll go into the old host and the whole, admin screen of my WordPress setup. And then I will go in and I'll get Updraft WordPress Backup plugin. We're currently installing it right now. So once that's done, you want to activate it. So it's installed. Go ahead, we'll activate it. Okay. And once again, it's very important that we check the PHP version. And it just so happens that in one of the screen, you go to click Advanced Tools. It'll show you the PHP version. It's 7.4.33. So that needs to be set up on your new host for this to work properly. Now we are satisfied with that. We're going to click backup now and do the initial backup. So we're just going to do a new backup. Just click backup now in that plugin, and it's going to start generating, requesting the start of the backup and all that stuff. And then it's going to download all your stuff or make it available for you to download in the following screen point going down below. So the backup is completed running. Next, we're going to download the data theme. And this is the theme, the database, the plugins, the all the stuff about the site. This is the nitty gritty of the site that has to be done. This has to be done right. All 5 of those buttons have to be, you know, clicked in order to get the activated file for the plugins, all that, or the activated downloads from this plugin. And then what we have to do is we have to download all this to our computer so that we can have this, because our computer is the medium point in which we are going to transfer the files into our new host, basically. So with that, we're just going to let the files download, wait till they download, click the next one. Some of them could get pretty sizable, and then you might have to, just wait for the download um, to occur. So you download that to your computer. All right. And then once we have everything, we're going to put it into a folder. I chose to make a folder called the migration, and I gave it a date, like the day that I did the migration. So it was like yesterday or so from, because I couldn't do this all live because there's just too much going on. Plus, it would make for a crazy video. All right. So we want to save locally the themes, the database, the plugins, the others, and everything else. Um, so basically, that new folder that I created, I'm basically going to drag and drop all that I downloaded there. It's coming from the downloads folder, but this is the way I do it. It's no big deal, but it just gets everything in one place, so you're very organized. Like, you have to be very organized in this process for this to work properly, and it'll be stress free and all that. And it's a great thing too. So while we're there, while they're doing the folders, I wanted to show you guys something really cool that I stumbled upon, and the link would be in the description. Um, there's this tool here, and you could search for a domain name. Say that we want to find techtinctronics.com, and say we wanted to like search for it. And it shows you all the prices and all the available domain names. Also, too, you could let Chat GPT-4 give you a domain name suggestion, but that requires a subscription. But here you could, purchase your domain names. Like, you get this .org for $9.99. You could look at all the different prices. Techtinctronics.us for $1. There's some things that I ought to like look into. But the link is in the description. Be sure to check that out if you need a domain name or you're looking for stuff to, get your domain name and you're looking for cheap domain prices and things like that. So let me continue. All right, so I got to backtrack a little bit. All right, so basically, we're getting all the stuff into the folder so that it's localized and everything is like situated. All right, now we're going to download the emails and save them locally too so that we have everything. All right, so I'm going to go, I'm going to create I copied and pasted the wrong name, but I just made a folder for the emails, but I went to the right inbox and I went and I selected all the inboxes, emails, and I dragged them into the folder. And then you see them right there. And then um, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to change name savers to the new host. And the reason I chose to do this now is because I want the certificates on the new host to take right away. I learned this the hard way. Like, I did it kind of in between, but you're going to find that when you're going between your different hosts, you're going to have your different processes. Note that the propagation, what we're doing is the propagation, changing the DNS name servers. It's going to take about 48 hours. So we're going to wait for them to change to take effect. But here is a little demonstration. I go to the site. It goes here. And say the
if I get off my network, it goes to the new site. That is crazy. So I don't know what's going on, but that's how propagation is sometimes. It's weird, but
So basically, right here, what happened was that I was jumping in and out of my network just to see for the changes to take effect. What you have here is the news site, and unfortunately, like it was taken, like it took 5 hours for me to get it to the propagation to go through on my home network. So once that happened, I was able to complete the B-roll of this video by setting up a new host on a new host. And so I'll log into my new host and basically set up this, and then I get all my certificates with the host. No paying for a certificate or that sort of thing. If you're interested in this sort of hosting, like contact me and I'll talk to you about it. But basically, we're going to wait for this to set up the domain name, make the folders and the path on the host, and also set up the SSL for the additional services. We cover SSL for everything, which is really cool. And like the cool thing about this host, while I'm moving from that host to this host, is cost. So we're just gonna wait for that to, finish. It takes a minute, and once it's done, like our new host is set up, and then what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to we're gonna go next and maybe install the scripts, install WordPress. So on the agenda, the second part of the agenda, let's look at this. We're going to install WordPress and the Updraft plus backup and restore plugin on the new host. Then we're going to wait until the new domain information propagates. When the propagation is done, we're going to upload the backups into the new host, and then we might test some things. So it's pretty simple. This went pretty smooth except for the hiccup where everything didn't change over right away. I was like clearing out my browser and all that. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna install WordPress in the new host, and I like to use the installers. That makes it a little bit simple. Um, so what I do is like it gives you a simple installer page like this. On my host, I would choose the domain name that I want to install this on, and then I would choose the directory in which I want to install it on. And I just want it in the main directory, so I would just delete whatever is in the directory. Typically, what it puts is WP. Make sure I selected the right host and everything like that. And then I would make the site settings, what I would like them to be. And to keep things simple, I actually kept like everything simple, the same from the you know from the other side, the old host, just to make things simple, less complications and things like that. So we'll go ahead and click install. It only takes a minute or two to install this whole WordPress thing, and pretty much we're almost home free. All right, so it tells you where everything is and that everything's installed. Then we want to go on the host and we want to create emails for the new host. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then we'll upload the emails to the new host. So essentially, what we'll do is we're going to go in and we're going to fix the folder. We're going to fix some settings. Like the settings are listed in the screen there, and we have to go in and we have to change a couple of things. And then we're going to log into our WordPress on the new host. So as you can see, the propagations took effect on my network at home where I could work on everything and have all the files. And I'm going to go ahead and log in. And we are logged in on the new host. We're going to install Updraft Plus, Backup, and Restore so that we are able to actually restore what we have uh, downloaded from the old host. So it's going to sound like a little deja vu there. All right, once it's installed, same thing, click Activate. Press here to start. And this is the nitty gritty of the move here. This is where things must go right. So in the new host, we are going to check PHP version just to confirm that they are the same. If they're not the same, it's not going to work, and it's going to give you an error message, and your site's going to be all funky. So the PHP's version is the same. We're going to upload backups from the old host and do the import and that whole process. So I'm going to drag and drop everything that I downloaded from the old host into the new host and the updraft screen. And as you can see, the process by which everything is being uploaded. And then it shows up where the backup data is, where my highlighted mouse pointer is. And then it shows up with the buttons down there where you can restore. So we are going to wait for this to all be uploaded. Then we should be able to, yeah, we should be more than able to do the update and the back, update the site to the old host settings and that sort of thing. And to save time, I kind of clipped this a little bit to help us move along a little bit faster. All right, so once this process is complete, we're going to restore the site, and then that's going to be pretty much it. And then once everything is restored, you should have no problem logging in again. So we're going to run the restore from the old host, and we'll see what that looks like right now. All right, so we're doing a restoration. I just select everything, keep it simple, and it's going to do all that for you. It's giving me the backup archive has been successfully processed, so we're going to proceed to complete this restoration. It's going to give you like a little screen, back screen, and the process is fairly quick if you got a fairly quick host and you got fairly small files. And then if everything goes right, you should have no problem logging in and seeing what you had before. So this site is as I remember it from previously. My database, my plugins, my themes, my others, and my my posts that I remember from are there. So we did a successful backup. Pretty cool. And it's pretty neat stuff. I mean, everything is where I needed to be. It was a pretty easy backup. It was no sweat off my back. I also have the experience of having done this before, but not on camera, if you know what I mean. So I've, went through the hiccups and the problems beforehand and was able to work this process out. I know I got another site to move, and we'll talk about that. Thank you for watching, but before you go, I want to talk about the here. Basically, um, what we have is, like a link in the description. You could purchase your domain names here. You could search for domain names here. If you have a Chat GPT 4 subscription, you could, like use AI to help you search for domain names. You could get all the prices from these TLDs and all that. Link is in the description. Also, too, be sure to, you know, be sure to support the channel on your way out. Like the video if this is very helpful to you, if you benefited from it. Comment below, engage with me, and I will do my best to engage. It takes me a while to get around to the comments, but that's no big deal. I just want to say thanks for watching and share the video with a friend. And with that, thanks for watching and have a great day.